everyone. Welcome to Naked and Afraid, the real episode 7 of Feast or Famine, the penultimate session of a City of Mist 8-episode miniseries. Thanks so much for waiting, and thanks for your patience regarding last week's technical difficulties. Meet us after the break for some Bad House announcements. Our usual content warnings for the show can be found by the Twitch command !FOFCW. As a reminder, our usual content warnings for the show are Surrealism and Unreality, Capitalism, Fantastical Body Dysmorphia, Romance and Sex, Violence, Cheating, Pregnancy Mentions, Natural Disasters, and other dark themes. Please take care of yourself first and foremost. Help our relics with $10 or 1,000 bits for a reroll, or $20 or 2,000 bits for a flashback that they can accrue and maintain throughout the series. My name is Josephine. I play the MC, the host, and also Maeve, and we're getting into the end times, folks. I'm gonna pass it over to Zoe.
Hello, everyone. It is me, Zoe. You might notice I have a new angle where I get to stare right into your goddamn soul. I am playing Soul, the sexiest character not on this cast, but ranked in this cast. If you like what I do, then you'll love me everywhere else. Soul's pronouns are she, they, he, and sometimes they. My pronouns, they, them. I am passing it to Netta.
Hello, I'm Netta, and I'm wondering who the sexiest character on the cast is. But, I want to think it's... No, it's not me. My name is Netta, and I go by Amir. I should say that. Pronouns, they, them. And character who is vying for sexiest character in the cast is Percy, Percival, and she goes by she, her. And I'll pass it over to Zephy.
Hello, it's me, Zephy, and I use she, they pronouns. I'm not going for sexiest, I'm going for prettiest fey creature, so I already lose, that's fine. I will be portraying Darby, and I'm really excited for tonight. She's just she, her pronouns, by the way. Anyway, I'm gonna pass it off to Austin!
Hey, my name is Austin Taylor, my pronouns are he, they, she. And tonight I am playing Kairos, who is the sexiest and sluttiest character on the group. Kairos' pronouns are she, they. I think that's all we were supposed to say.
Your pronouns.
My pronouns are he, they, she. I said in the start. Austin Taylor, he, they, she.
Yeah, fuck off, Zoe. Anyway.
No, I need to hear him twice.
We are going to take y'all back to the Josephine from last week to recap, and we're going to show about 20 minutes of what happened, what attempted to happen. We'll take a quick break if the cast members need that, and then be back for our live storytelling. So please enjoy a little bit of scuffed technical difficulties, audio problems, but the first 20 minutes of the recap, a little bit of a crazed monologue, and what Kairos and Percy were up to last week. To recap our last 2 episodes, once again, Darby and Percy go to the Pareidolia Planetarium, meeting Oakley Roth and Elijah Brownlee, other relics in another crew. Ash, this legendary relic, sent them on an existential and moral social battle using constellations and her legendary understanding of all of them. Although unknown to Darby and Percy, Oakley and Elijah receive Ash's alliance. Oakley had also previously maybe gotten Percy pregnant on a night when Percy decided to not super respect herself. Soul and Kairos concurrently are confronted by Christian Zabala and Clarence Sullivan, 2 relics working together. Christian was the current first place and highest net worth throughout the entire fabrication at $2.76 million. Exploding a truck engine and destroying Soul's wings. Clarence ended up an ally to Arthur, the king, so despite the similar shadows Clarence and Kairos traversed, Kairos had to get creative. In a final effort, Soul, letting everything go, she kills Christian and destroys his form, the true form of Juru Pakal. The 2 of them come into a sort of holy agreement, and the relic becomes wielder. The counselor Roman Montgomery finally shows up, revealing himself foolishly to be mere man with high stakes in the fabrication. He is murdered in cold blood by Kairos. Clarence runs off with the heart of Joan of Arc. Full clarification, Joan of Arc herself. And Kairos finds in his wallet what seems to be a printed out version of Mercutio's Maeve, monologue from Romeo and Juliet. One of my favorites, really. Something along the lines of, "Oh, then I see Queen Maeve hath been with you. She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape no bigger than an agate stone on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a team of little atomies athwart men's noses as they lie asleep, her wagon spokes made of long spider's legs. And in this state she gallops night by night through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees that dream on curtsies straight, or lawyers' fingers who straight dream on fees, or ladies' lips who straight on kisses dream, which oft the angry Maeve with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes she gallops o'er a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit, and sometime comes she with a tithe pig's tail, and bakes the elf locks in foul sluttish hairs, which once untangled much misfortune bodes. This is the hag, when maids lie on their backs, that presses them and learns them first to bear, making them women of good carriage. This is she. Hello?
Hey, hello?
What? Didn't I call you?
You? No, absolutely not. It's been a while. I'm not with, Darby dropped me off, just at home. Are you okay?
What do you mean?
See, there's normally like an ever-present specter of your awareness of us that maybe has lightened up, and then ever since I think yesterday, things have been going extremely sideways. Like, God, I have to imagine you didn't know about the lady in space that took us to space. So you didn't know maybe about the planetarium, or what Kairos and Sol were doing. I don't know.
That happened already?
It might be happening right now, but okay, me and Darby are done. Like, we had a visit with someone, and it went, and now I guess we're just waiting to hear back from Kairos and Sol, and I haven't heard anything. I've just texted them. Don't tell Sol that I'm worried about her. Just, like, I am worried. That's it. But I'm just at home.
What was the outcome of the planetarium? You're alive.
Yes, I think I think we lost. Or whatever it meant. Zanny has his own group, like us, and there was two of them there that kind of competed with us, and Ash decided to favor them, but I don't know what that means. Does that matter?
I fell asleep.
That, through what little I know about biology, human or not, that sounds like a good thing, doesn't it? Like,
No. No, I was supposed to be there right next to you as it was happening so that I could see what it was like. That you were in space? That you lost? What the fuck do you mean that you lost?
we didn't know it was going to be... Wait. You mean you've been withholding something about this? I feel like that's obvious. Are you upset with us? Are you mad at me?
No. No. Sometimes... Maybe if we speak to everyone, get everyone together, talk to Soul, and maybe one of you fucking idiots can learn how to talk to anyone.
I mean, you don't have to frame it like that. Like, I know I'm not marketable.
Don't say that about yourself. Your body is just falling apart, and it's been like that since you were born.
I also know that's not your fault. It's... Her voice over the speaker is very quiet, but the words are still clear. If I'm not getting a hold of Sol and Kairos, it's your best bet. I just don't feel good. So... that's it. And maybe I'm worried about you.
There's no need for that.
Okay. Like, every one of us taking you at your word, it comes with a price, I guess, if you understand that, right? Like that trust.
I am going to call you back.
Okay. I have some rice here. Like, if you ever felt like popping out. It was too much for me and Darby to have alone, obviously, so. You're welcome to it.
Okay.
Okay. That was weird. Percy collapses on her couch.
Maeve appears to be getting another call. Kairos?
Hello, Lady Maeve. It's Kairos. Can you hear me?
Yes, you don't usually call. I just find you.
Yes, well, I found it quite odd I hadn't heard from you in quite a while. I was wondering if you'd like to join me at the bathhouse.
How long has it been since you haven't heard me?
I believe at least since the Yastamara.
Yeah. I'll come to the bathhouse.
Lovely. Goodbye.
Are you already there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm waiting out front.
Okay. In what seems to be through either like a TV on like through like one of like a display window or something. Maybe you see it, maybe you don't. It's really up to you. Maeve, her face pops up out of the TV through this display screen. She, through electricity, kind of zaps from the TV onto real floor, real life. Her shoes, her heels kind of clack against whatever flooring of this place, and she walks out, leaving much confusion to the store. And she walks towards the bathhouse, which is near the Labrys gym, and she sees you. Kairos, you see Maeve. And Maeve, with a certain polish to her. There's something, a very magical, like, sparkle and glitter to her at all times. But her hair is messy. She has eye bags. And she is shaking.
Hello, Lady Maeve. I do believe this is just what the doctor had ordered. I'm glad you joined. I've had Shoji empty the establishment for us. We won't be bothered.
Okay.
Please, right this way. I get the door for her and gesture for her to come in.
And there's no one in?
No. I think maybe Shoji's like at the counter, but I told him not to say anything to Maeve.
Okay. Eerily, Shoji just continues to maintain, kind of attempting to go off of whatever your energy is, and he just nods, smiles, doesn't say anything, which unnerves Maeve continuously, because there's no one here. But she has to keep and maintain her image to you, the person that believes in her wholeheartedly. Where? How do we go about this?
Yes, first, I get the key from Shoji, and I go over to the front desk and get the key from Shoji. I give him a little peck on the cheek. I thank him for emptying the bathhouse. And then you follow me right this way. There are locker rooms to get undressed. And then we just get into the nice, calm water.
Okay.
I show her the locker room. I show her a locker. She can put her stuff in. I go to like a different end of the locker room and get undressed. I show her where like a robe is if she wants to walk into the bathhouse in a robe. Kairos doesn't get one. She just walks to the water in the buff. Kairos is gonna go get in. She doesn't really wait for Maeve. She just kind of tells her the directions, and then I'm gonna go get in.
She takes a towel, and I think she only puts her like feet in, like sitting on the edge.
I'm sitting on the opposite side. So, it has been quite some time since we talked. I'm not sure what you're aware of and what you're not aware of.
Oh.
Have you heard about Soul?
No.
Yes, well, Soul, I believe, is now number 1. She did kill Christian. I thought that would rouse you.
$2.76 million, Christian?
I did not ask him his net worth before he was murdered.
Christian Zabala.
Yes, that one. There was another fellow with him, who I had some struggle in trying to neutralize, but he made off with a heart of some sort.
Whose heart?
There was a flag around the can. I didn't ask the heart whose it belonged to. I was busy killing the counselor. Also, I killed the counselor.
Kairos,
Yes.
I didn't give you his address.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what do you mean?
Was it not clear? With the building made of nothing?
Oh, yes, I did find that building with the one with the pixies in it. I found it quite strange. I assumed it was some sort of front of his.
Kairos, what is this?
Well, you see, there's something that's been bothering me. And Cairo stands up and starts walking towards Maeve on the other side. I walk towards her until she shows any sign of uncomfort.
She
So however
starts
close that is.
backing up, I think, once you are like an arm's length away. There's like a very clear distance. There's an appearance sort of insecurity here.
I stop. The first one is I apologize for not using the proper title for you, Your Highness.
What?
You are Queen, right? Maeve, or Mab, whichever you prefer. Am I wrong?
I'm going to walk away.
Why would you do that? I haven't told you what this is yet.
Because that is not the name that I gave you, Kairos.
Then I shall use the one you gave me. I just want to ensure I use the proper title when addressing those above me. What I want to say is someone of such a status as yourself need not serve the will of others. Aren't you sick and tired of doing what they make you do?
I am leaving now, Kairos.
I'm going to destroy a leyline.
Why?
Because I don't want to see the people I care about in chains any longer.
No one is...
You're one of those people, Maeve. It was clear enough when Zany came after us. You, Zany, whose ever heart that bastard coward ran off with. We are all to whatever this fabrication and these tailors are. So I ask you one more time. Aren't you tired of taking orders when you should be giving them? And I outstretch a hand.
You are my least favorite that I've ever fucking dealt with. Always so fucking stupid. So dense about everything. And somehow you are the one that got out of my grasp the first.
You know, and I put my hand back, it's easy to slip when people think you don't understand what's going on.
You don't. None of you do, and... I'm gone. And then Maeve seemingly through, like, almost a visible sort of like morphing transformation into electricity, hops into whatever seems available electronically still within this part of the bathhouse and disappears. So, Lemone, you were being attacked by 20 people all at once. They are coming all at all sides of you, different elements, different methods of instruments, different weapons. Unfortunately, they're not coming at you from above. What would you like to do?
I think there is almost like a bunch of like flash cuts where Soul is like dodging out of the way, like just doing backflips, kind of what is the word, languidly, like lazily, almost disinterested, until she like skids backwards on the ground. Skids backwards on the ground with like her eyes looking at the sky, at the sun. 20. That's a shame. You should have really brought more. And she throws Chirupakal at like the first person, and she jumps up and just tears into these people with those new claws on her hands. 20 becomes 10, and 10 becomes 7, and then there is one person. I usually give people the opportunity to leave. And then she slays them.
As this person absolutely was about to take you on your potential offer, they realized quickly it was not an offer. It was just a statement that, not curiosity's sake, but just a statement of pure knowing. And they die, and the numbers rack up. No longer 5.96 million, more and more and more. And it's only been maybe not even a full day after everything went down.
Yeah, I think Soul is most surprised at how many people show up. She's used to people showing up to fight her, like, even before. She would always, like, tell them to, like, step away. She's known for stabbing as a warning, but that warning was always a kindness. That kindness is no longer there. The moment that she senses bloodlust, fear, anger pointed at her direction, she pounces like a hungry coyote.
And apart from your claws, any new changes to your body at the moment? What of your wings?
Across Soul's back, there are burn scars, almost as if there is heated metal, almost as if she was seared by heated metal on her back. The clothes that she wears, I think that might be actually one of the most important parts. The clothes that she's wearing is a lot more relaxed. Something of like cargo shorts that she owns, but not like just cargo pants, like cargo colored pants. What are those? Like not battle, stealth wear. Mm-hmm. That type of style. And it still kind of has that like stylish look. It's clearly from her closet, but it seems that she's picked up clothes that are more functional, like far more functional, to at least let out the heat that comes from her back. No jewelry. Her hair falls down her body, now just tied up in a messy bun a little bit. Most of it's coming down to her shoulders. And she's covered in blood.
Okay. And I guess one last question. As you are covered in blood, is it revelry or is it work? Is it without pleasure, really?
She wishes it was revelry. She oh so wishes that this was a joy. But every person that comes here, none of them are as fun as Christian. I even think there's a little bit of joy as, like, maybe one person that was hiding runs up and stabs her in the side. And she looks. Good shot. Raises an arm. Cuts that person down, too.
You were at the point of a beautiful, intense fusion where your cuts, this dual thing of your tags cutting the uncuttable, and Jurupakal's Christian's tags of cut anything down. Your cuts genuinely feel like before the split second they die, getting run over by a freight train. That being said, I think in whatever fashion, however possible at this point, Percy, you, maybe on your way to work or something along those lines, Pronto has you in the car after notifying you in a stress, in a daze sort of Soul being in trouble, Soul being attacked by what looked like over 20 people along those lines. Is it a concern for you? As Pronto urges you into his car so that you could follow him.
Yes, I think that last call that she had with Maeve didn't ease any concerns about either of them, because she's assuming that Darby's fine, and at this point it's been radio silence after supposedly trying to attack a senator whose house is over a ley line, who might be like a really powerful anyway. So there's like a lot of things that are not known, and she has had to sit and wait, which normally just means like taking a lot of painkillers and minding her business. But it's been, she's found it harder on her body to do that now, and she's been mainly eating a lot of weird food to cope with that, which is to say, internally very worried, but she's trying to be very much like all business so that she can see what kind of fun, what kind of good trouble everyone's ended up in.
You pull up and you see what looks to be Soul just sort of standing in the midst of a sea of people.
Yeah, I think she sees that, and she gets up with just like her cane, and then she like waves Pronto off like, I can take it from here, because there's probably like this area of effect of gore and then also debris that feels like he should not be driving here. So she like crosses that threshold very slowly, and she's making this concerted effort to like tap the cane on the ground so that even if Soul is in some kind of haze, there's like a familiar like snapping or a popping that you hear in your head, like, which is whenever Percy uses her cane.
Yeah, I think you'd notice that Soul is not really in a daze right now. It seems that she's very conscious of what's going on here right now. It's probably been some time. I think it's been a few minutes since the violence, but she is just standing in the center of it all, almost like it is a ritual. Soul was in the car, was in Pronto's car before you had gotten here. That's why Pronto came to you. You probably maybe even saw blood spatter in like Soul's usual spots that maybe would have made you question, like, oh, is Soul okay? And you realize yes and no. Hey, Percy. She doesn't turn around to say that. She's just staring at the sky. I think today's a cloudy day.
Mm-hmm. And she takes you in as like a night and day difference from literally just 2 days ago. No wings, no space for wings on, I'm assuming the back of your shirt is like mangled, destroyed, so she can see like, what's the scarring look like? Is there scarring from where your wigs went away?
Yeah, probably this that I mentioned earlier, but like too long. The deepest scars are 2 long burn marks that where like wings would have protruded, and then like other like burn, almost like just being pressed by an iron on the rest of her like scapula.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't have anything witty to say. She just like approaches you, not slowed down by this, but still like not gonna rush her usual pace, because the thing visually about Percy is that she's always been a very slow walker, quite obviously. So that doesn't change. She just looks and says, I've told you before you look like shit, but has anyone ever told you that you look like shit right now?
Not really. I haven't really been talking to people these last few days. A lot of people come, but they don't really talk much. Why?
You can see like a rising frustration in her, like, what the fuck is this? Like, sorry. What happened to you? She's now making like a motion for her bag, which is just like her first aid kit she carries, like under her general like work uniform, because she's in her work uniform right now.
Yeah. Soul still hasn't really looked at you. She is still looking up at these clouds, and I think a bit of sun peeks out, and she puts a hand through a sun ray that comes down, and I think you see she probably uses the hand that has a sword in hand. She didn't have this the last time you've seen her. Soul has actually never really carried a weapon, but she uses this sword to kind of deflect sunlight, almost like a child playing in the sun for the first time. Oh. Did Kairos not tell you?
I haven't seen Kairos. I haven't seen Darby since we left. It's just everyone disappears, and I'm expected to hold it together when everything's fucking falling apart. Like, Jesus, tell me what happened.
And she finally stops looking at the sun, and she almost seemingly drops that sword, and then it disappears somewhere else, maybe like a pocket dimension. And she turns to you, and when she looks at you, it's not with the eyes of a person. It's not person to person or even relic to relic. There is nothing but a very hollow gaze. She's almost looking through you. Oh. Well, Maeve sent some relics to fight us, me and Kairos, and then we won. I had to get rid of my wings. And then we killed Roman Montgomery.
What?
Oh, we killed Roman Montgomery. The counselor. Turns out he's a man.
What?
Like he's a normal man.
Like a normal, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
This is all weird.
Yeah. And then Soul takes a step forward, like towards you, and drops down to like the knee that she was stepping towards, and you notice that she has a huge knife wound we'll say on her left side of the person that just
Stabbed you.
stabbed her. You probably even see the body of the person that probably did the stabbing, like, not even a few feet away.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I guess when the pain comes back.
Nope. She flicks her hand so that the cane floats out of her grasp, and in an instant you are grappled by the chain so that you're upstanding, and all of a sudden inches away from her. You need whatever percentage of gas you got cooking with right now. You need to slow the fuck down. We need to sit down. Or here. I'm just gonna. The more I look at you, the more I can. And she is sort of tearing her hair out, kind of looking at you, but it's not a pure expression of pity, but all of these previous interactions with them in which Percy kind of acts dismissive or misunderstood or belittled or, underestimated. It's all coming to light now as if I can't see. We can't fully understand each other, but I've been trying to make an effort. This is not sustainable. So I'm going to take it away. I'm going to take the pain away in a bit, okay?
Sure. Aren't you? I didn't know you knew how to tend wounds. That you
Yeah.
gave prescriptions.
Well, you have to go to school. Not to fully extend this scene, but I almost want to invoke a flashback if that's okay, with Joe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to what I imagine is Percy's birth sort of moment. Honestly, in a scene not very unlike this one, where Soul, this is maybe at a time where you are still in contact, talking with Maeve, and you haven't completely cut her off yet. So it must have been over 3 years ago at this point. And Percy's basically looking like an easy lick in a sea of other relics that are also circling, and you see her in an alley, alone, hobbling on freshly baby deer legs with a cane, as if this is all coming to she's coming to grips with this in the moment that she might need this, and that it might be dangerous to look weak in public anyway.
Yeah, so you're saying that this is post. You're you're hobbling in an alley post fight after getting jumped.
Yeah.
I think Soul's probably on the phone with Maeve and is yeah, sure, kill people, whatever. I'm seeing something interesting. I'm gonna call you back. And hangs up the phone, and Maeve, she's flying above the city. It looked as if she was going to intervene, but she was really curious to see how this was going to play out. But she won. Hey!
And I think she actually doesn't look up for a few seconds until the second shout. And you see, from the dark, just electric blue glowing eyes, like almost piercing up through the night like a pair of headlights, like UV headlights.
As you look up, she flies down, similarly to how she used to, like a hawk, and her feet touch the ground. She's in a almost blue suit. You look like shit.
What? What? Who are you? What the fuck are we doing here?
Oh, you were just born. Okay. And she kind of places a hand out.
I'm barely even a concept. She makes the motion to grab you and stops. Like, there are like some tears in what appear to be like fresh clothes that like were of the result of the last few minutes, and she does look through you in a bit, like not relic to relic and not person to person. I wasn't just born. I've been passed. I've been passed down. I'm barely even a thing. I'm like a symbol of, I don't know. I've been sheathed forever. So walking, or I don't know. I see people and I know how they act. And I've been over the desk of this kid, and he's studying to be a med student. And I thought that's how it was supposed to go. So I don't know why I'm here. And I also don't know what you're doing. Why are you doing this?
And she notices that you're not looking at her, and I think, well, as you're kind of like talking, saying these things, she kind of like places a hand to like almost center, like trying to get your focus. It's like, please look at me if you're gonna go on tangents. I think I'm gonna be the first one to tell you this. They don't tell you this in relic school or med school. You're not a thing anymore. You're a person. And you gotta get with that.
And I think that first spark of being told that she was a person, like, what's the word? It ignites something in the cane itself. It operates independently from her in this moment, and you feel like the tiniest cut on your thumb where you were previously centering your hand for her to look at. And she looks horrified.
Why'd you give me a paper cut?
I didn't mean to. Hold on. She starts like patting herself, and at some point, like, just rubbing her hands in a way that doesn't seem magical. It's not in any like somatic component that you would recognize, at least in an English, Greek, Latin sense of the word. And she rubs her thumb over your thumb, and the cut goes.
And as the cut goes, as you would basically initiate touch with her, it's almost she was never worried about this paper cut. She interlocks her hands with yours and pulls you in. It's pretty nice of you. You still look like shit, but you're kind of interesting.
That is
You hungry?
mighty high talking from up there. Like because she is looking up at you, being taller than her. What? So we're relics. What now?
We're people. And... You hungry?
Yes, actually. Fuck, I guess I don't know my way around here, so... Alright.
She places like her other hand out because as she like interlocks this one, I can take you to a good place.
Oh, alright, I can... Don't pick me up then, because I'm gonna complain. That's the strongest effect.
She's gonna pick you up and let you complain. But it's quick, and I'll say like we can end it like that flashback there.
Yeah. That really just results in you remembering that, like, yeah, she's had this ability to heal people, or not really in a way you understand. Maybe it's medical, maybe it's magical or divine or whatever, but she gets to like also like taking bandage wraps and shit from her bag. And I think I'd like to try and change the game here. If that is alright, because I'm assuming you don't explicitly have any statuses on you, but you do have a knife in you, or you have a knife wound. So.
Oh, she has status. Oh, she has statuses.
Oh, she has statuses.
Oh, she has. She's. To be clear here, Soul has not taken a break since.
Okay.
She has statuses. She has at least 3 of them.
All right, then I'll use tags: pain transferal, pharmacist, health and safety regulations. What is this? Self-assured. Can I argue spiked and cautious?
You will effectively clear all of the statuses. We'll see how successful you are.
Okay, because I can get juice if I just roll above a 2, obviously, so I'm gonna do digital because I like playing with danger.
Not playing with danger.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. That doesn't make sense.
Oh, you have to. What'd you roll on the dice?
Oh, I didn't add the tags. So I rolled a 5, so I get a 5.
You got a 10.
I got a 10. I'm like, that's +0. Anyway, I roll a 10.
I think as you
yes, go for it. Like, what does it all look like?
Yeah. As you clear Soul, as you heal Soul, I think there is a relaxation in her body that washes over her in the present, so much so that she probably falls on you, or like falls on you and your cane, almost resembling the way in which she carried you to Munch. And she relaxes like marginally, almost falling asleep.
Whoa there, Tiger. The cane actually ends up supporting us both. And I think she gets to you at least gently sitting you on, like, in the debris and the gore, and you feel a breeze between your shoulder blades for the first time. It was very, very hot and scarred before. And she looks a little sweaty and kind of hot herself by the time she's done with, you can't tell if it was medical or just the touch of it, but she makes quick work of you.
She doesn't even look. She closes her eyes and leans on Percy, and as presumably we're leaving or getting in the car, she just like very much like a kid, can we get some food?
Yeah, you know, I've taken some tips from the Palestinian place around the corner, so I don't know if you know what Makluba is.
She slaps you weakly. Yeah. Just doesn't even ask. She's not asking questions.
All right. She understands now, and there's a moment of like playfully pushing you back so that you're sitting on your seat, and she sits in the back with you.
Okay. On the other side of the city, wherever that may be, wherever specifically Sol was attacked, Kairos and Darby. We'll say that the two of you already, maybe Darby gave you a ride, Kairos. The two of you stand before City Hall. What is the conversation? What is sort of like the pre-action? What comes before this very moment? How did you reach out?
Before this very moment, I left the bathhouse. I took out my phone and very calmly and skillfully sent a text message to just Darby. It said, "Darby, it's Kairos. I need a ride to City Hall. Would you mind?"
Respond. I do not mind. On my way. Emoji, 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 emoji. And she would get in her baby blue car and speed on over. Blasting music, of course. Honk, honk, honk. Upon arrival. Not texting.
Again, I think I don't even ask Darby what she's been up to, which might seem a little rude for Kairos to just start talking. So Sol and I ran into the top of the chain, as it were, for the fabrication. Sol did dispatch him and then ate his heart. So Sol
Wait,
is now...
pause. Eat his
Yes.
heart?
Yes.
Okay.
Sol is now the top of the chain, as it were, and he's doing quite bad.
Oh. That was an emotional roller coaster, like all of those sentences.
Yes, I'm not done yet.
Okay.
There was another man there whose name I cannot for the life of me care to remember. But the counselor of Montgomery, had the heart of, well, I'm pretty sure it was someone like Maeve, and also someone like Zany. That man did take it, and I can only assume ate that heart, so he was not a friend of ours. He was a friend of Christians. He was the top of the food chain, so I can only assume that would be a problem for us later. Maeve is unraveling rapidly. She was sleeping. So there are lots of things that are about to go very wrong, and I think I have an idea that could maybe fix them, which is why I called on you.
All right. Yeah, my brief update is it's also kind of negative. So the fact that you have a solution is peachy keen. Yeah, we didn't get the favor. I don't think. It wasn't like stated explicitly, but that was the general sense I got.
You didn't leave anything.
Huh?
It wasn't stated, but you also didn't leave anything, is what you're saying.
Uh-huh. And
Well-
something's up with Percy. They were kind of, I think they're sick. They might be pregnant.
I didn't realize we could get pregnant.
It's just the symptoms. It's not like I've been around a lot of pregnant people, but it was literally the same thing.
Maybe I should be a little more careful then.
Yeah, that's why I was super nice, and I didn't try to fight anyone. So I was like, maybe I should be considerate. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh, I didn't mean for Percy's sake. I mean, I have a lot of promiscuous sex. So, but perhaps I should be more careful if he can be impregnated.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
But yes, I suppose also for Percy's sake. The reason I called on you is, well, quite frankly, Darby, you scare me. You scare me in a way that Soul doesn't. Soul might be strong, but I know if push comes to shove, I know how to neutralize Soul, knock her off her game, and eventually win a fight. You are quite the wild card. And if I can't read you, you must be quite powerful.
Well, have you considered that was very much intentional?
Oh, no, I assume it was. It's...
Okay.
Why do you think I pretend I didn't know what a cell phone was for 3 years now?
Well, alright, we're all playing games.
We're all stuck in one big game, but I'm trying to get us out of it. And what I'm going to do is going to require a lot of power that I think I can do on my own, but I might need some backup.
I've got you. You need power? I've got you. It's just...
I actually...
I was just gonna say, no, I appreciate you reaching out to me, because having some direction guide my abilities would be quite helpful, I would say. Anyway, I'm gonna take it as a compliment that I scare you, because you're obviously very powerful.
I have my ways, but yes, I do mean it as a compliment. There's only been... 2 other people who have scared me before, so...
Ew!
It's a very short list.
I want to ask who else, but I know we're kind of pressed for time.
I'll tell you the story someday, when this is over.
Alright, I'll hold you to that.
Absolutely. I require 2 favors. The first, I intend to destroy the leyline at City Hall.
Alright.
I don't know if it'll do what I think it will, but if it does, I think it could give us all a chance to break free of this. I don't know what'll happen. I don't know if we'll stay or if we'll go, but my hope is that we can hold on here and be free of the rules of this game so we can perhaps have a discussion with the people who run it.
Discussion, huh?
Yes, like the one I had with from Montgomery before I killed him.
Right, okay. 2 questions on my end. What's the worst that can happen if we do... And let's face it, we will destroy that ley line. Yeah, what's the worst gonna happen there? And 2, do we need to, like, talk about what we're gonna ask? Or are we just gonna, like, kind of spitball?
We'll talk when the group is together after we destroy the ley line. I'll have
All
a
right.
meet back at my place. My second favor, and I think Kairos looks over at you. I think this whole time we've been like talking and either like driving and then like from driving and like parking and walking up to City Hall, like side by side. Kairos stops and like looks in the eye. If anything is to happen to me, I need you to promise me you'll look after Soul. She is a very broken person with a lot of power. And I am unsure what would happen if she was unchecked.
Alright. I'll look after Soul.
Thank you. You just have to remember one thing. Their bark is not as bad as their bite.
Oh, I picked up on that, but thank you.
For years now, Soul has threatened to fight me and end me, but clearly is afraid to. Why? I couldn't say, but I do give off an unsettling demeanor, in that most people don't know the full length of my capabilities, which I am trusting you with this evening.
I wonder if Soul, if that's like her foreplay or something. Your banter is just. I feel like I'm intruding sometimes. Or maybe that's none of my business, sorry.
No, I mean, I am unsure what Soul thinks, but we are clearly... Someone once told me the only person closer to you than a lover is an enemy. I'm not sure which one Soul is, but it's always held true. He was a very wise woman.
Well, working on los dos. Could go for both. Enemy and lovers.
That's quite true. I'm not sure if anyone's going to be here at City Hall to stop us, but if there is, you don't need to worry about it. I'll get them out of the way.
All right. I look forward to the spectacle.
Spectacle it should be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no one has heard my true name and lived to tell the tale. You'll be the first one.
Ah. All right, let's go in. I'm excited for this now.
We start walking to City Hall. Is there a problem? Is someone got some shit to say?
Before the breakdown last week, again, there does seem to be these like suited up relics who seem to be working for City Hall.
Excuse me, you two.
Yes?
I intend to go into City Hall. Will that be a problem?
With what authorization? With what purpose?
Authorization is from a king, and purpose is a king's business is her own business.
Okay, well, this bitch is crazy. Looking over to the other guy.
Really now?
Kairos puts her hair up, and as she does, this white dust mask comes over half of her hair. And I look at the one on the right, and I don't even attack. I just tell him to die. I would like to... Is that change the game to just make someone drop dead with my ability?
It sounds like a lot of things. But
Okay.
if it is specifically giving you an advantage, so let's see what happens.
Alrighty. Let's see. I believe... So... Yeah, okay. 4 plus 3 is...
7.
No, not 4. Wow. 4 plus 3 is 7, but plus 3 more is 10.
It's 10.
I rolled a 4 and a 3, and then
Absolutely.
plus 3 tags.
Okay, you get a minimum of 2 juice. You can use that juice to scale the effect, greater area, more targets. You can make this affect the other security guard as well. Prolong something, hide something, or anything else that you would like that the both of us will agree on.
So I get a... Yeah, I would like to also hit the other guard. I had 1 juice already, so then I would have 3, but it
Cool.
would just be 2? If I use 1 juice now. Sorry, I was trying to track my juice.
No, you're so fine.
That's me, the juice kid. Anyway, yeah, I would like to use the juice to extend the effect to hit
Great.
the other guard.
What does that look like as you tell these guys to die?
I think one of them gets out one more, what did you say? And then they just like cough up like a liter of blood and fall over. And the other one, in a panic, sees what the other one saw, which is me moving towards them at an imperceptibly slow speed as time stands still. And I walk right up to them and get up to their face and just slowly push my hand into their chest cavity and collapse their heart. Darby doesn't see me move. I don't move a single inch, but that is the feeling they have, is slow and agonizing.
Yep.
As everyone falls, look back at Darby. Sorry for the inconvenience. And Darby would see one dribble of blood out of the corner of my mouth, as I do have the weakness tag. Whenever I do that, it shortens my own life.
Got a little red on you. Let me get that.
Yes, thank you. It's takes a lot out of you telling people to go where they need to go, you know?
Telling them to die. Yeah, I'm sure.
Let's proceed.
Two of you enter, and from last week as well, to not to rush the scene, but to just sort of remind the players of what was present, the two of you go down to what seems to be a basement area. This area does seem to be purposefully hidden, does seem to be purposefully dusty, and like a room that is unnecessary. But as you move things aside, the circle, the ley line, the web here that attaches itself to the greater ley line, web, and circle of the City of Mist, it's right before you.
Okay, well,
I'm here to provide assistance. Do you want me to just throw in some lightning bolts, or do you want to do your own thing?
you have lightning bolts. Darby, fully do not know what you can do. I'll be quite honest. You've
Oh,
never
yeah.
fought in front of me.
Whoops.
No, your secrets are safe with me, as I hope mine are with you this evening.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, probably throw in some lightning balls, as it were, once the time is ready. But
I wonder if I
First-
can shape them. The little ball shapes. That'd be fun.
that could be interesting.
Ooh, plasma
There's a-
ball.
There's a show my friend showed me called Dragon Ball Z,
Uh-huh.
where a man has lightning balls of sorts. There's also a video game called Street Fighter, where someone has very similar lightning balls. It seems a very similar motif in a lot of media.
I think that would be a lot of fun if I could replicate that. Now, I understood the Street Fighter one. I've been to one of those barcades before. They also had a mechanical bull.
Arcade. I say as I take up my ball pelt then. Humans have so many interesting things.
They're very creative.
The two of you have nothing stopping you. You have, I'm sure, no care for collateral damage. This entire building is filled with suits and relics who have decided to partake in an institution that let a man like Roman Montgomery walk around. What does it look like when you bring this ley line down, and thus the entire building?
Kairos takes out her ballpoint pen and lets it form into its full, true dagger form. Darby would see for the first time a 5.5-inch curved dagger with a bone white hilt. Some sort of inscription in it in some very old language. Kairos centers herself and then stabs her dagger into the ground and says, almost in a whisper, "Come forth, my kings." As she activates her noble phantasm.
We'll have
And
super quick. We'll have Austin please describe all of this, and then Darby, you will help us shape how you also enhance this effect Go for it.
This, like, I think this blue spear forms around us, and you see two silhouettes form on either side of Kairos. There is one that is a very tall, imposing figure in a black cloak, with a similar skull mask to Kairos on, with these like eyes made of blue fire. And the other figure is probably closer to Kairos' height, in suit and armor, probably how you expect someone Kairos keeps calling king to appear. And they both are wielding these very different but very beautiful swords. And Kairos grips the handle of her dagger and says, "Today I think I just need the executioner." And the shorter figure sort of evaporates, and the figure clad in black sort of like takes like a full form and stands at the ready with Kairos as she picks her dagger up and is going to like slam it down with all the might she has at this point. And she yells out, "Cowan, consume," as she's going to try to eat all of the magic in the ley line and just put it up in her body. And the figure clad in black behind her, I think what happens is like you can see the magic of the ley line, and this figure is going to like cut it off from the rest of the like ley lines, like it's almost like severing a head. And she eventually will shout out to Darby, "Darby, whenever you'd like to jump in, please feel free to do what just feels right. I'm sort of winging it, as the kids say."
Winging it. Cute. Darby's gonna take one deep breath in, look up to the sky, and kind of get this like maniacal grin on her face. "I don't need to hold back. Let's do this." And pointing up with one finger, she's gonna like kind of, you'll see her like trying to collect herself in a way, and clutched in her other hand will be her phone with the feather charm, and you'll see it start to glow, like the charm and her eyes, and like the tip of her finger, and then bam, lightning strike. And she's gonna try to she's gonna collect it, kind of making her own little plasma ball of lightning, and then just channel it all on towards this ley line in just the spectacle of, "Please don't be looking, light. You will be blinded." And that will be her contribution to the destruction of this ley line.
All around you, presumably it doesn't take that long or is that complicated for the two of you to get out of there, as the first piece of debris, first couple bits of concrete and things begin to fall from the ceiling of this basement. The shadows are to your favor here. The wind is to your favor as the weather completely is distorted by all of this sheer elemental and Arthurian power. By the grace of the king, this blessing is provided to us today, provided to Kairos and the relics, the crews. The City Hall ley line is no more, and all around you are the bodies of relics, people. But that being said, the two of you, y'all's banknotes go off. And at this point, whatever money means right now, you have much more than you had. I want to ask the two of you, what does it look like? What does it feel like, actually, rather, getting more net worth as you do something for an actual purpose? What does money mean right now?
Darby's just so entirely gleeful about this moment right now. It's not so much about the money, but money's nice. It's just this lady had purpose. It's a delight. And maybe she'll get closer to the answers she's been looking for. So that's where she's at.
I think Kairos is like looking at the banknotes roll in, and is looking at how happy Darby seems to be. And I think Kairos is just excited that for the first time since she's woken up, I think almost ever, I think she gets to feel like it with Scarlet sometimes when they can be completely alone. But she got to flex all of her muscles. She knows she's strong, but her strength comes at a heavy cost, which is why she must be reserved. And she knew she was saving it for something like this. Something like she was meant to do. And so, I think the money is nice in that it lets her know how many people that needed to be stopped, she was able to stop just now. And hopefully, with the leyline destroyed and partially absorbed, how many more she can stop. If she has enough time left.
There is a greater... Let's see. There's a greater lack of magical power that seems to foundationally uphold the City of Mist. There are 3 other ley lines. Everyone has always known where the other ones were this entire time. The planetarium, the church, and the fashion district. And either you realize or you had already known that the 3 other ones, the only reason that there wasn't any particular territorial wars is because due to ley lines all coexisting, all of their power is still able to not feed into each other by any means, but the whole building is able to support everyone that lives within it. Something has shaken magically in the city. That being said, all of you have not been able to see each other for approximately a day, and then, you know, a galaxy step into multiple universes that had only felt like 2 minutes by a Zenny Martinell. But before we get back into the group, coming back to see each other, we're going to take a break. Everyone, please also stretch your legs, get a snack, get some water, and we will see you in 5 to 10 minutes. Come back for some Bad House announcements. I will see you very soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Bad House announcements. The finale for Embers of Rage was last week on Tuesday. Go ahead and check out our VODs for that. Speaking of VODs, our YouTube channel pumps out VODs a few days after we go live on our Twitch. We are behind with the VODs at the moment, but give our channel some love over there to optimize your viewing experience in general, and we will absolutely get those VODs to you very soon. An update on the content warnings that I definitely wanted to let y'all know as well. For the whole thing, as a reminder, our usual content warnings for the show are Surrealism, Unreality, Capitalism, Fantastical Body Dysmorphia, Romance and Sex, Violence, Cheating, Pregnancy Mentions, Natural Disasters, as well as Cannibalism, and other dark themes. Please make sure to take care of yourself. as we get back into it, we have paired off everyone. Whether or not there was some sort of message or anything along those lines to meet up, it is about time to regroup. So where do y'all decide to meet?
The one place that Soul hates going, Kairos' house.
Yeah.
Logical decision.
I think I send out a group text that is meet in the box.
Soul is too tired to even Soul just sends back okay. And that's how you know something is. That's how you know she's changed.
No
irreparably.
argument, Kairos.
Oh, I look at Darby. She's doing awful.
You know
Just
what?
like-
If you hadn't told me, this would be like the clue in for me.
Much
Yeah.
worse than I thought. Actually,
Mhm.
I should probably have Lady Scarlet meet us there. Well, she's already there. Anyway, you'll meet her when we get there. I send a text to Lady Scarlet that says, "Please be waiting for us in the box."
Okay.
That just sounds all right.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Good luck.
On my way.
y'all
Yeah, we
regroup.
probably.
Exclamation point.
Oh, yeah. I guess. Do y'all get here before us?
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't
know.
that-
How long do you homoerotically heal each other?
Here's the thing. We're already
Not
healed.
very
We were
long.
at dinner. We were eating. We were done. We honestly, and Soul would usually fly. We probably don't get there soon because Percy walks slow, and Soul can't fly. Well, Soul cannot fly the old way, which means it would be a mess to fly. She's like, yeah, okay. They just wait for Pronto, get in the car, and come over.
Yeah, then I guess we would be there first. We would just be upstairs waiting in the box.
Darby, you see what seems to be kind of like a teenager with like a bob, and she seems to be wearing all red, kind of a little bit old fashioned, but modest, and seems to be just poring over ancient tomes, and just taking notes on cute stationery.
Lady Scarlet, this is my friend Darby. Darby, this is Lady Scarlet.
Hello, yeah, I'm Darby. I am so curious. Did the name come first or did the outfit? Scarlet.
The
know.
name? The name.
Oh, so you embraced it. Okay, that's fun. I get it. Anyway,
We're
What's
old
that?
friends, Scarlet and I. You could say. From before all of this.
oh, okay. I was about to be biblically.
Oh, no. We ran in the same social circles.
All right. Okay.
I
I'm sorry. I just made it weird.
I asked Lady Kairos to murder me.
Mhm.
And I am alive.
You are alive. Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. That's so neat. Thanks for helping.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm hungry. You got any snacks?
I think Scarlett has been making apple pastries, honestly. She
Damn.
was an apple. There's not a lot going on, but the whole
It's red too. Wait.
yes, everything's red, everything's pink, and her whole thing was sustenance before even everything. So it's something. I think for her, it's also a way for her to make herself feel useful. So if Darby has a sweet tooth, likes apples, there's some sweet treats.
Okay, Scarlett. These are scrumptious. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
This is
Yeah,
why I
you
always
know
have
that's
apple
true.
pie.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know that's true because she said scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
Yeah, that's like those
we
even
enter
Percy.
mid.
Exactly.
Darby is
Scrumptious.
shoveling her face. I think Soul looks at Scarlet, who you said is a teen, like looks like a teen.
Like a young teen, yeah.
Yeah, Soul just kind of is like, when did you get a teenager?
Lady Scarlet and I met a few years ago now, I think.
Kind of looks at the open space that is like your living room,
Mhm.
and it's like, thinks, where have you been hiding at? No.
Oh, I attempt to hide in plain sight, or just in general. I deal in keeping myself sparse.
You've never been in my bedroom. It's really quite easy.
I mean, I get.
My name
Yeah, no.
is Scarlet. I asked Lady Kairos to kill me, and I'm here. It did not happen, and I have purpose.
Wow. I'm glad to know that Kairos doesn't kill the youth. So, good GG, I guess.
Well, to be fair, I couldn't if I tried, but I had no intention to kill Lady Scarlet. There's no honor in just taking someone out that wants you to. Which gives me to one point. Soul,
What?
you are, without your accoutrements.
Wings?
Yes.
Yes, I am plucked like a flightless bird.
It's so interesting you mentioned birds. I've been having Scarlet research many things, and one of them was actually the magic around flying. If you had any desire, I think she could help you.
I mean, I can still fly.
Oh, well,
It's just a lot more dangerous now
I see.
for everyone involved.
Well, if you wanted it to not be that, I think Lady Scarlet could help if you wanted to spend some time with her.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, Scarlet. How are you going to do that?
I am a self-replenishing source. My mana retrieval is quite fast. I cannot do very big, long-term effects of anything along those lines, but what I can do if I do need to do something bigger is I'm able to finish projects very quickly. And I've been made. I was around lots of people who had the ability of flight, invisible swords and raven wings.
Oh.
Oops.
Okay.
I would love to aid. I would love to continue to make myself useful.
Yeah. She's gonna. I was letting it catch up. Okay. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not a lot of that made sense to me.
Would you like invisible wings?
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Are they gonna be metal? Flesh? Is it rooted in me? Is you?
They're magical.
Okay. I suppose that would be better than having to use my sword.
The only vulnerability at the moment, however, is are you someone that is able to replenish magic or mana to some degree? Or do you know how?
Soul kind of stops and is like, I don't think I've ever used magic a day in my life, but I could try.
Okay.
Use it all the time.
What do you mean? No, What?
Where
No,
do you
I-
think your arrows come from?
Sometimes our effects can be inherently magical, but to create its effect if that makes sense. To will it out beyond what you already have
Yeah.
capabilities for is very
Kind
different.
of like a shoom and a whoosh. I think, therefore, they come out. Yeah.
No, I get what Faye's saying.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Let's try it. Can't hurt. It's not gonna. Doesn't
Guess
involve
I've
any
also been
fire,
using
does it?
magic.
No.
All right. Cool. Then I'm down. Yeah. Let's try it.
All of you see Scarlet take out ingredients as if she's about to make a pie.
Good.
As she's doing that, y'all can take this opportunity now to catch each other up, make certain plans, and anything along those lines. I'll let y'all know when Scarlet is essentially
Yeah.
prepared.
So,
Yeah.
how have you two been?
Worried. I've been worried, but like everyone, I guess, doesn't look at Sol. Seems to be getting along great. So, I'm assuming we know what has happened throughout the past other day, like,
I caught up Darby. Darby caught up me.
and well, Sol knows about Ash, the lady. She's not with us. We lost her favor, and just been, I guess, trying to remember things like I used to. So
Oh,
I'm not any different.
Maeve is doing very bad.
Oh, yes. So sorry. She seemed to be asleep while we were out and separated from each other, and I got a call, and that reminded me, Kairos. Thank you. She wasn't supposed to have been asleep, according to her, which is strange. But given that she's a fae, like person, like thing like that, like maybe her things rooted in like subconscious, and that's why she's like that. Anyway, I just want to understand more of what's wrong, because she seems like she's being pressured by something higher up.
Oh, most certainly.
Yeah. No. Probably not. And I think Soul, who was looking over like Scarlet's shoulder this whole time, kind of like, is she really just gonna make a pie? And the moment you kind of start talking about Maeve, she straightens and turns around. Well, what do you think happens when you don't sleep for 5 years, Fae or not?
Oh well, I think it's more so the fact that she's not. Well, I saw Maeve in the flesh.
Ah, she's graced you with her presence.
Yes. She seemed very confused about the you killing Christian thing.
Why would she seem confused? She
I
sent
don't-
them.
I couldn't tell you, so I think it gets to what Percy's talking about of Maeve being asleep against her will, it seems, and also being unaware of what the happenings while that happened. I'm
Oh.
sure has something to do with the overseers of the fabrication, which we all know she is not. She
Hmm.
did seem quite stressed and also angry with my plan to destroy the ley line. Also, I destroyed the ley line.
Why? Well, no. You told me why you were doing that.
Mhm.
I never got
So
to ask
fun.
you.
Hmm.
Well, I'm glad. Why did you do that? By the way, you were trying to take out. That's gonna like piss a lot of people off.
And
It's about the bigger game, isn't it? Like,
Ding, ding, ding.
No, I mean, yeah, okay.
my assumption was that they also operated off of magic. Like, there's no like extra like superimposed power than divinity, magic, technology. Like those are pretty much like the triad of things that can give people power. So Unless we're dealing with gods, which normally the version of the one that I believe in isn't really self-serving like this.
I would
So.
agree. Similar to the one I believe in.
Could say he's the same, but he can't be the same. Isn't that weird?
So
You know, maybe with 5 more years, I could try to wrap my head around it.
So to be clear, you exploded a ley line to make a bunch of casters mad at us?
Oh no, I partially absorbed and also with Darby's help destroyed
Okay.
a ley line
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that makes a little more sense.
to upset the balance of the fabrication in hopes that people understand we could do more. We know where the other 3 are.
Yeah.
So, what's stopping us from going to the rest of them? We know it can be done. And that was just with me and Darby.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't any resistance.
Oh,
A
there
little
were.
bit. Hardly counted.
Hmm.
Got rectified swiftly.
Well, it'll probably be harder from here on out. That's given that, I assume the overseers are supposed to have their eye on these things specifically,
Well,
which
if we're,
confuses me.
if we're lucky, the snake will poke its head out of the hole.
Did you tell your glorious, beloved, wretched queen that you were going to do this? No, you told her afterwards, right?
I
Before?
told- I told Queen Maeve that I was going to take care of it.
And she reacted.
She seemed angry and afraid.
Okay. 1 + 1, love that. We're doing the math. What do you think's going to happen once we leave this metal box and we go towards another ley line?
Well, either Queen Maeve will grace us with her presence, and we can try once again to beseech her to understand that the overseers that control her cannot stop us, and she should help us. Or the overseers will pop their head out themselves to try to deal with us, or they'll send one of their other lackeys, in which case we will make our existence known.
Kairos, this iron vault was your idea, right?
Yes.
So what do you know about Faye? Like,
Oh, quite a bit.
I guess, given that she's no ordinary Fae, and this is obviously able to keep her out, I feel like we're trying to appease her through human moral grounds. And all the stories that I know about Fae are like, they like sidestep, so I just don't want to be running off of stereotypes.
Scarlet chimes in. I'm Faye.
Really?
Food. I ate your food.
It's okay.
Okay. Yay.
This box doesn't bother you?
It's strange. I'm an apple.
A
That
fey
was
apple.
that was a very magical replenishing source for the Fae. I was a Fae's tool. To some degree, it's strange. I'm a human, but I was an apple, but I was an Fae's
We were all objects
What?
for people, but I
Well,
feel like
I
Maeve
think-
is a person is what I'm trying to.
Yes, what is important to note is Queen Maeve is very much a person. I've heard some of her stories.
Right.
Bad person.
Well, so
Aha.
here's what I ask of you.
Aha. You're gonna say something that I'm not gonna like.
Probably. What is it that makes Maeve an any worse person than any of us sitting here?
She's manipulative.
Have we all not been manipulative in this room?
Sorry, what I should have said is she's manipulative, hungry, participates in the system, is an awful person, has terrible taste in fashion, wretched, ruthless, invades your dreams, invades the waking world, and will literally only stop unless you, I don't know, were a god.
So have you not done a lot of the things on that list in the last 24 hours?
Something like that.
What I'm saying is, why is a person defined by their worst moment? Queen Maeve has a long history outside of this time. Why is this time the time that makes her a bad person?
Because our worst moments don't define us. Our everyday moments define us, Kairos. And every day, she chooses to be a worse person. She is the living embodiment of a surveillance state. That's bad. She's a bad person. I don't say this because I don't like her. No, I don't like her. I feel I understand Maeve a moderate amount. She is a bad person. I hang out with people who break the law constantly. They're fine people. Maeve is a bad person. And maybe even a bad relic. I don't even know if that's... that one's more subjective.
Didn't Zanny say that they weren't relics necessarily?
Yeah, the handlers, as it were, seem like they are people for whatever reason.
Yes.
I guess
I don't know what a good handler looks like. This is the only one I
Bad
got.
handler. She's a worse handler.
I
Well, I doubt any of them
frankly,
are good.
well, I doubt any of them have the opportunity to be good, which is what I'm getting at. When you... I cannot imagine being king and being forced to subjugate myself to someone else, which is why I have not. Maeve is a queen that's been forced to play a part in a game that we've no idea how much choice she has in the matter. What I'm saying is when you confront a snake, you go for the head. Maeve isn't the head, which is why she's of no interest in me. And I think you, and I look at you, Soul, believe you will feel better if you kill her. And what I worry, what I worry about, my friend, is that that better feeling will eat away at you, because you'll want it again and again and again until you're the exact same way Christian was.
Look, I will let you all have your conversation with Maeve. I guess. But as I've told you, we are not dealing with snakes. We're dealing with systems. I don't know about you, Kairos. Actually, I do know. So I'll give you a tip. I'll tell you this right here, right now, because I don't think you've ever imagined this. People make choices to become kings. We're trying to live in a world without them. And to live in a world without kings, you gotta do some king killing.
Well, I'll enjoy my time while it lasts.
You get one chance. If she can't be helpful, if she is going to stand on the side of the kings or the system, then her and every single one of them have to go. And you all need to understand that. Yes, I will get lost in the rage. Yes, I will keep killing and killing and killing. But it is not without reason. I will get as much blood on my hands that I need to free myself. That includes Maeve. And Zanny. And anyone else that's going to stand on their way. They can stand with us or against us. But there is an us.
I think that's very reasonable. Even noble, perhaps. Maybe it's one chance.
Percy,
Hmm.
can I ask you something?
Yeah, shoot.
It would seem we are coming to some sort of boiling point in this war. When the dust settles, if you're still standing, and I am not, I would like you to look after this place and Lady Scarlet. I think you two would get along.
Well, she's pleasantly taken aback by this. That's... Well, I did not expect that. I guess now I know a thing or two about withstanding a lot of pain, so I think I can uphold that. Any other... You'll have to tell me a bit about your history, because I feel like our histories might have been an ocean apart or something. But
I owe
also two
everybody.
sides of the same coin.
I owe everybody some stories. I think we have some business to attend to first, but then we'll have a glorious dinner and some story time around the campfire.
Scarlet starts searing chicken.
Is that going in the pie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
a chicken pie.
more specifically, poultry. Just
Mysterious
Bird.
origin.
it's a bird.
Bird.
Yeah.
Soul is going to trust the process, but is not excited.
I trust the process, but the process sucks.
Yeah. Percy's gonna give a sidelong look to Soul and say, if we are headed there, if we're hurtling towards a power vacuum, I hope you realize that that's not the end. I don't know how long you've lived. I don't know how long any of you have lived. But I've seen a few of them spearheaded by accelerationists that think killing the figurehead is the solution that strikes fear into powerful people, but no, you can't burn it down and walk away as if it's going to rebuild itself.
Fair.
You have
That's
to take it apart.
I'm sure.
And that's if you believe all of it is truly rotten, which I guess is the big question, right?
Well, there's a lot we don't know, which, if our little stunt did what I hope it did, then perhaps somebody with some answers will show themselves.
I guarantee you it'll be Maeve.
I feel sort of afraid walking out of here. You know, like, That's the feeling I get. Anyway, you tried to talk to her already, and she wasn't taking it well. I'm
No.
assuming. So I don't know what makes you think it's gonna get better with the news. You know, that the ley line's gone. So
I'm not saying it'll get better.
it does
I'm
have to
saying-
get worse.
I'm saying it'll make myself clear that when I say something, I intend to do it.
All right.
I told
Wow.
all of you, I intend to win this war my way. And you all questioned that statement. But now I hope you understand that every secret I've kept, every time I've sidestepped your questions, every odd parable, was because I wanted to protect my friends.
I finished the
Really?
pie.
Thank you, Lady Scarlet.
She sets down what seems to be a slice of something more pudding-like than pie. There's like a crust. It smells savory. That you can see very clearly, like apple slices and what seems to be like chunks of like this poultry meat and something shimmering. Magical spells are full of intention. They can be very literal, they can be very fun in sort of that way, but without the initial purpose. There's something of you that I need provided to really seal everything off, to really perfume it in the way that you want it to be. It might not taste the best, unfortunately. English cooking is really only but what would it taste like to fly?
And Soul, he is thinking about every time she's ever flown. It's kind of hot. Free. Terrifying.
What does it taste like?
I don't think I have an answer other than freedom. Do you need a flavor?
It tastes like rushing air, idiot.
Whatever rushing air tastes like.
Have you ever gotten a bug stuck in your tooth?
Many times. When I was first learning.
And those moments, even if it was hot or cold or something, it never made flying any less important to you.
No. Natural. It's kind of like walking.
She hands you the slice, and when you take a bite, it tastes somehow like all of those things, never minding texture.
This is the best thing I've ever had, Scarlet. Thank you. And Soul is crying.
You'll need to sleep on it. But again, do you know how to receive and transfer mana?
I think so. I always feel better. Well, I'm not going to be uncouth. I think I do, yes. Like 90% sure. It's also kind of like breathing to me.
She looks up at Kairos in confusion, like, are we sure? Does she know? Is she good?
She knows of a technique, yes.
Excellent.
I can explain it to you later, Lady Scarlet, if you so wish.
No, I'm aware of many different types of techniques, so I just want to know if she knows that there's also lots of other ways that you can go about it that isn't purely reproductive sex.
Trust me, it's not reproductive.
I don't believe she does, but she knows of that one.
Excellent.
I have a bevy of, I have a lot of friends who like to swap mana.
She just sort of goes, okay.
I recently found out we might be able to get pregnant, so I might need to start being more careful of my words.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Okay, this was just something new I learned this evening.
So, are you pregnant, Kairos?
Oh, no, not me.
Okay, well, I don't like the way you said
be
that.
safe. Just
I
be
think
safe.
she like looks over to Darby.
Be so safe.
I wouldn't question Darby ever if I were you after the evening I saw her in.
Yeah. Don't question me. Also be
Okay.
safe.
She noticeably does not look at Percy.
Damn.
Because she's like,
Have y'all
Percy
had
couldn't
sex?
be
she's like, Percy. It's not that she doesn't think Percy fucks. She's like, Percy wouldn't get pregnant.
Have Soul and Percy have fucked before?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Soul doesn't question whether Percy fucks.
Has-
Soul questions if Percy would be unsafe.
Who's fucked?
And Percy
No.
does
Yeah, I
not.
now,
rounds.
I now have the very important. Has anyone in the group fucked anyone else in the group?
Not in the group, no.
I
Now
feel like
that
it
you-
I
would
don't
come
think
up
so.
most
I think,
definitely.
yeah, I think it would have come up by now.
Damn.
Word.
Just
That's so
banter
funny.
wise.
That's
Yeah.
that's good work boundaries, honestly.
So true.
Yeah.
If Darby wasn't terrifying to Kairos,
The attempts would be
Soul's
made.
like, Darby would never have unsafe sex. Or not Darby. Soul's
Percy,
like,
Never
Percy
have
would
unsafe
never.
sex.
have
Percy's a
unsafe sex.
pharmacist. They're right there. They're right there on the counter.
No, literally. And Soul's like, I'm
Right
not even
there.
going to turn around. It's
And
not
yet-
Percy.
Yeah.
You're meeting the strange pie that tastes like freedom. You have to sleep on it, Soul.
To
As
sleep.
yeah, how does the night unwind? How do y'all sort of like disperse or whatever?
That does bring up a bit of a quandary, right? Because we got to consider the fact that, yeah, we just blew up one of the ley lines, and they're probably going to be trying to do something about that.
Yeah.
Do we strike while the kettle's, steaming up? Or do we sleep for the night?
I just think for Soul's sake, we should give it a night.
I mean,
We were able to tag team it. Honestly, I don't even know if I needed to be there.
Your help was quite appreciated. I might have been able to deal with the residual magical energy near the ley line, but I did need to also bring down the building, which is not something I could do.
Oh,
fair.
all right.
Okay, so
I
there's
don't want to
no
be away from the
evidence.
next time it happens.
So there's no evidence that you all were there.
I mean, if any footage is usable, but I believe Darby probably fried the electronics quite instantly.
I did. I don't know how fast they're uploaded. Do they even have uploaded stuff?
Usually
I'm not
so
sure how
bad.
technology interacts with magic. It tends to not behave too well, but the main
Electricity.
thing I wanted to say is that it's never wise to ride into battle weary.
True.
We should
I just...
all get rest. If anyone's afraid to return to their own domicile, they are more than welcome to stay here, however.
I think I'll stay.
I'll stay.
Soul doesn't want to stay here.
So
But-
I hate it here so
Soul's
much.
like pulls out her phone, calls Pronto. Hey, can you get my go bag from my just from the apartment? And maybe even a comforter, just
Got it.
anything to make Kairos's place less rustic.
Got it.
Yeah, and as Pronto says yes, she's like, I'll stay.
Lovely. We can have a sleepover. Would people like to stay here, or I have the main room as well, my bedroom.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not picky.
Is
I
this-
can
I'll
use the
show
bed.
you, Bo.
how
I'll
many-
show
how
you.
many,
Bo.
how many beds do you got? Is this a one bed situation? Or...
Kairos just starts walking over to her bedroom.
Soul is
and then there was
curious.
only
She's
one
gonna fall.
bed.
She's
So-
gonna fall. Yeah.
Do you open the iron vault?
Yeah, Kairos would.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Yep, there it is.
Hello, Your Highness.
Maeve stands sort of like leaning against a table or the couch, sort of the top of it. She looks awful. She is still shaking. Making plans? Without me?
Well, yes, you made yourself quite clear earlier when I tried to speak with you. Unless you've changed your mind.
I have not changed my mind about how you are a fool. About how you're all wasted on everything I have ever provided you, given you. But within the past, however many hours it's been, I've made a decision about something.
Uh-huh.
Soul,
What do you want, Maeve? And that sharpness that when she killed Christian has returned. She has a little bit of hollowness in her eyes, but focus on Maeve.
do you have anything that you've ever wanted to say to me?
I hate you. And I want you dead.
More. What else?
You are the biggest problem that I have ever had the unfortunate reality to deal with. You are disgusting, immoral, annoying, and above all else, a fucking liar.
How? How have I lied?
Well, maybe you're not a liar. Maybe you believe the bullshit you peddle, Maeve. But I don't. Not anymore. So what do you want? Why are you here? What'd you say to them, Maeve? You talk to them like you talk to me? Like you used to talk to me when I answered your fucking calls?
You were going to be so great. And now you are, which is the hilariously confusing part of it all. What to do with you? What is there for me to do if it is not to know everything it is about all of you? She looks over at everyone again.
Great. And I think Soul has been standing in the back behind everyone this whole time, kind of leaning on the, what is it, like the iron vault, kind of like, yeah, I knew of course she's gonna fucking be here after this. But at that point, Soul uses that speed that she still has to she almost leaves like footprints where she was standing with the amount of force that she jumps forward towards Maeve. She is standing up. Is Maeve sitting still on like a couch, or
She's leaning against something standing.
Soul is like standing above Maeve, kind of like with a dark look on her face, towering over her. You think this is great? You think I'm great now? You sent Christian to kill me.
Please don't destroy my apartment, so Kairos says.
And she kind of waves a hand like heard. What's up with that, Maeve?
If I couldn't know where you were going to be, then I was going to get people who would be able to have access to all of you. I need to know. For the last 5 years, so even beyond the four of you, I'd been able to track long generations of people and the families, the children that they've been able to have. Once money got involved, of course, it made everything so complicated and made everything every night make me want to lose everything. But what doesn't leave a person is their nature and how tantalizing and important it is to be aware of what's going on. And then I lost all of you to a box. All of you would have been wonderful, little, patient, obedient little things. But as soon as you give anything a choice, you have to be prepared for the worst.
What? What? And there's a rage building in Soul that is almost unfathomable, hearing like Maeve's words. You sent them to us because you couldn't find us? Because we were in a metal box? You gave them my weakness. You told them the exact thing that would melt my wings.
They didn't know.
You're... Bullshit.
There's...
I lean over but I see, this is what I was talking about for Soul. She's not really listening to reason right now.
And
just stay out of
I think all of you also see Maeve looks like she's like like sleepwalking or something, right?
This is so bad. I don't know what to... Should we intervene?
They didn't know, and the reason that they didn't know is because sometimes, you know what, Zanny has something right. I knew that Zanny had the bastard son, technically ally. I knew that. But I didn't have any idea of how everything else would go. And that you guys would fail. I guess it shouldn't be that surprising.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Ask Percival and Darby what they lost. Does everyone know exactly who you are anymore?
They said they lost a favor, right? You two? You lost some favor to someone named Ash?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Someone more powerful than you, points at Maeve. And someone who's above the game. That's what they said anyway.
Taylor?
No.
No.
Above the game. Before the game, 5 shows soon.
They were very old, if you remember.
You called her old. That's rude.
It's the truth.
Fine.
I would have never suggested we split up had you not been withholding things.
That's her nature, Percy.
Well, her nature is actually much different from the stories. This is something new.
And so are we.
Yes.
To this room, I offer something incredible. Something where we can have everything that either of us may even want out of this entire game. And I offer it to all of you, but I know who may want it the most.
Shut up.
What is it, Your Majesty?
Do you know what happens when you give an object or a relic a heart?
Stop calling us objects.
A thing. It becomes a person. And even more than that, it becomes a god if you give it a god's heart. Magic is very literal. Clarence Sullivan, adopted youngest son of Mrs. Sullivan of Devour Fashion District, is now, in essence, an overseer of the fabrication, but with no technical responsibilities. As what? What can they do? They'll have to find out all there is to know of Joan of Arc. But it's almost as if time has to heal itself. As now, apparently, Joan of Arc had Clarent. And now, apparently, Icarus's wings ever held a sword. But do you know what happens to the overseers that are gone?
What?
We get repurposed, just like all of you. Just as people are disposable. You get fired or quit for one thing and then on to the next industry. I will be reborn just as Joan of Arc.
Wait. Maeve? What do you think you intend?
I have destroyed myself. I will not last long. But in any of you, you will have a leg up on everything. You will have an out. You will rewrite time and history, exist in new space, new capabilities. Clarence Sullivan gets to walk off with the heart of Joan of Arc. I offer you, like a Build-A-Bear, a heart.
You are fucking disgusting. You come in here, throw insults at us, and push the same shit that Roman Montgomery put on us. Fuck you, Maeve. Fuck you, and fuck your heart.
I'm gonna roll something.
Hello?
I can do that too.
Hello?
I can roll dice, too.
Hi.
No,
Oh
you don't
God.
have to, don't worry.
You can succeed.
I got a 10.
So,
I don't think I like the... What does that even mean?
so fuck you, Kairos in the background. No, now hold on, let her finish.
Burning, bubbling from something out of nowhere. All the electricity within the house. There's a light above us. Above you, soul. It explodes, and in some strange feat, a scent of hairspray or something, a roiling inferno begins to concentrate right above you. As Maeve, effectively, begins to fully attempt to cause a fire in this entire apartment.
Darby? I say.
Yeah, like I'm gonna intervene. Dude,
How do y'all
okay.
intervene?
Well, Darby will outstretch her arms to like. Ooh, she gets to gather an element again, or at least endeavor to
Oh
do
my
so.
god.
Does this go toe to toe or change the? Like, how do I?
What would you like to do? Also, Soul, what would you like to do? Like, are you attempting to create a more advantageous position or to knock her down? Like, are you trying to get the fire dealt with? And Soul, what are you attempting to do? Because I saw that you...
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I want to deal with fire.
Okay.
Soul is, I mean, if other people want to like literally go, Soul kind of like is at first shocked looking at the fire, because she talked about this earlier. Like that is her, like that was her weakness, but this time it's different. But I'll tell you for future, like she's gonna attack Maeve, like future
Okay.
after the moment that people start like, oh, put out the fire, like she's just gonna.
We'll do this concurrently. Darby, change the game, and Soul, go toe-to-toe or hit with all you've got.
Amen.
Oh. Me doesn't.
I'd also like to try and change the game.
Change
Okay.
the game.
Like to attempt to grapple Maeve.
Okay. Oh, but +2. Tags, because intense emotions. Yeah. Okay.
I guess technically I can also deal with the fire if you aren't able to. Or you can roll first, I should say.
I rolled. I'm using these really cool dice I just got. Anyway.
They're so cool looking.
I got 11 total. So, like, Darby's gonna outstretch her hands, like I mentioned earlier, and just try to contain it
Okay.
and, like, move it up and away, and then just let it dissipate. Contained, though. I'm not trying to singe the furniture or anything.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Really quick, Percy, since you're changing the game as well, you said you are attempting to restrain. So do you benefit or need any advantage from Percy restraining Maeve before
No.
you go after? Okay.
I think that it is. I rolled a big number. No matter what, like this is like Soul is going for
Okay.
probably the most vicious thing that possible.
What did Percy get?
Got a 15.
Oh my god.
Okay. So what are the effects specifically? What are the two things that you would like to ensure?
Me?
Yeah. Restrained, Maeve.
Yep. And I am cutting the lights, basically with my ability. So I know Kairos doesn't keep electrical appliances on, but light sources are essentially off, and we're being lit by basically like the glow of any magical items on our body, pretty much. And she just taps her cane to the ground with like a white knuckle grip, and a chain snakes not through the ground, but it seems to erupt right under Maeve as Percy locks eyes with her.
I think the only thing Kairos does is close the door to the Iron Vault, so Scarlet is safe. Because she is also here. I think I step all the way out and like close the door.
Soul.
Yes.
The fire is immediately calmed, and she is restrained. But you were already going after her.
Yeah. Unfortunately, two of her weaknesses are far too murderous and enraged by fire. So for a net +4, I got a 15. Soul sprints towards... Soul's the last person to go. She sprints towards Maeve. Not even a sprint, a movement so fast it is incomprehensible. She kicks Maeve out of these restraints and into the wall. You wretch! Whatever broken bones that stop me from moving doesn't matter, because Soul is jumping at her like a fucking coyote, tearing into Maeve, bleeding. She's biting Maeve. Where did she get iron serrated teeth? The viciousness that jumps out of Soul only intensifies the number of sharp objects, like they're related. She is slashing and tearing and slashing and tearing, clawing at Maeve's throat.
You're touching her skin?
Yes. She has to.
Soul. You open your eyes. And yes, indeed, you were destroying Maeve's physical body. But you stir. And this is some marble of an alternate reality. Where before you is Maeve, and outstretched from what seems to be as if she had just very calmly and casually taken her heart as if it were a little charm piece outside of her chest and her clothes. She seems awake, doesn't seem as flustered or upset, but nothing.
I think similarly, Soul is not angry here, wherever we are. She's a lot more calm, reminiscent of, maybe 3-5 years ago. Maeve.
The first time I had heard you ever complain about me, it was very reminiscent of a child complaining about their mother.
Yeah, well, I guess that makes sense. You are the first thing even close to a caretaker I had.
It's an unfortunate world where one can wake up, open their eyes, and see and potentially claim the first person they see to be someone they want to imprint on, to love them. I have hundreds of changeling children. Creatures made of dreams, made from dreams and desires. Some from human parents that genuinely wanted children. And I gave them a nightmare. But I gave them something. And that is the trade-off sometimes.
I do not say this to be dramatic, Maeve. Every waking moment that I've known you has been a nightmare. So, for fuck's sake, what am I supposed to get?
You lost your wings, but a part of you that stayed, that you prioritized, was your divination, Soul. Your name. I will haunt you forever. But with this piece of me, fuck, split it throughout everyone if you even want. But with a whole heart, you are beyond the fabrication. I'm giving you a key that if you reject now, who knows who I might go. Someone else might need it. Someone else might want it. I give you this as the only action I've ever done as a caretaker to you. Take the heart.
Soul walks over to Maeve in this dream space. She looks so sad. I think they both look terribly sad in this moment, for different reasons.
At some point, you see Maeve at one blink, at one angle, in like ancient clothing with brown hair.
And as she's grabbing this heart, I can't say you looked better, but
I looked fucking awful.
always have. And who are we kidding? You wouldn't offer this to anyone else.
Why wear clothes? Why give anyone opportunities unless we see something?
Your expectations are fucking poison, Maeve. Do you know that?
I will haunt you forever, but
You already do.
You need this. If you want a step above, beyond, this will be the only version of me that will ever exist. In the new life, for the new fabrication, whenever that may be, I will be different. Have solace in that.
Maeve, if eating this heart does for me what you say it does, I promise you, this will always be the last version of you that exists. Because there won't be a fabrication after this. I'll make sure of it.
You know what? It would be nice to sleep.
And I think Soul can't look at her anymore. Turns away, holding this heart as she is going to devour it. Yeah. Sleep. And I think Juru Pakal, even in this dream space, comes through and decapitates her. And I think as the camera kind of cuts away, the heart is gone. It is already consumed.
Maeve's dead body sort of partially through the wall and destroyed.
Soul.
I think
Soul.
I think in real life we see like Soul over Maeve's body, like with her mouth in Maeve's chest, like ripped out, heart already ripped out in the teeth, swallowing. What happened?
Percy's
owe me a wall.
taking you off.
Soul is shaking, like she hasn't slept a day in her life.
well.
We can't answer what just happened. And she starts like tapping your cheek, like checking for focus.
This shaking as she taps into Maeve's power just draws her line across draws a line in the air and reverses the damage done to your wall.
Right, okay. Well, Percy, I believe you can check Soul physically. I'm going to get Lady Scarlet to help with whatever that is before she fucking explodes.
Get her out of the vault, then.
Yes. Lady Scarlet, we are in need of assistance of some mage work.
She seems
Couch.
absolutely averse to leaving. Just give me, tomorrow.
I don't know if we can get Soul in there now.
Right. Lady Scarlet, as I told you when you started staying here, on my word, nothing will happen to you. We just need you to make sure Soul can rest.
Okay.
I'm right here. And I do actually take her hand like a mom would take their kid's hand.
As everyone sort of does what they can to, so are y'all moving Soul's body into the Iron Vault and then just trying to fix what's going on with the damage?
I think that is the best.
Yeah, if
Whatever.
there's no complication moving her into the vault.
No one,
Percy
yeah.
immediately gets this belief that there would be. But then, yeah.
I think putting her in there and also trying to get her to go to sleep. Soul seems like she's in a state of shock to Kairos. So Kairos is we need mage work, by which she means please use magic to put her to sleep right now.
Okay. Do you let
Can
that
I investigate?
happen, Soul? Also, just Zoe, are you fine with that happening?
I think Soul would let it happen.
Okay.
Could I investigate on her?
On Soul?
Yeah, on Soul right now.
Sure.
Let's put those tags up, baby. Not self-assured right now.
Who
No?
is?
No.
No?
Health, safety. And... I'll just do pharmacist, health, safety, regulations. Let's do that. Got a 9. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's a bummer. So I
How
could-
many tags did you use?
I used 3.
3. Okay.
Or the clues are fuzzy. I can also just go with that. Or I mean, I don't think Soul has anything to ask of Percy, so I'm gonna basically check is this a stable state in the way of is her body going to reject this power, or will it transform her further?
Yeah, I think just due to Soul literally being asleep, the incomplete answer here is that I think fundamentally she is forever changed. What that means as far as her status in the fabrication, in the greater Taylor beyond sort of thing. I don't think even Soul knows what just happened or what she has become.
I think it does become more clear as her physical body seems to lose touch with like typical human medical alertness, where I don't think, if it's fine, that Soul has a pulse right now, for example.
I'll even go a step further and say, when Soul goes to sleep, she's not touching the ground.
Run, like, puts hand under.
Yeah, it's very much like even if you touch her, it's like buoyant.
Yeah. And Percy steps away like, I don't know what the fuck just happened, obviously, but this might be the best thing if Maeve had not gotten sleep for 10 years. I thought it was 10 years, not 5.
Well,
Is everyone in the Iron Vault? Or what's the situation?
I was gonna say what I was about to say is I'll stay with Soul, and I was gonna show Darby and Percy to the bedroom, but I think right now we're all in the vault.
Yeah.
But I was about to go back out.
Somehow, as I think Kairos with one foot out, the world begins to shake. And not just something along the lines of like an earth-shattering revelation or anything. There is literally an earthquake happening at the moment. And on everyone's phones is a very sudden, like, this is an alert. This is a warning. Here are best safety and evacuation practices for the City of Mist. A very sudden, horrendous, awful, incredible, immense disaster begins to wreak havoc. Does anyone look outside the window, or if there's anyone closest to it?
As soon as the alert goes off, Kairos would. I feel like I don't know if anyone else joins me.
Yeah, Percy does.
You're muted, Darbs.
You're muted.
You're so muted.
Soft.
Just so muted. But yeah, after looking at her phone, Darby would be like, "Oh shit," and go run over to the window.
The classic scene of all the characters looking out the window at the thing.
The moon is usually beautifully present, especially on a full one. And it is so far away, but you blink. It is almost covering the horizon right now. Winds, you can hear them blow harder. Somehow, the City of Mist is not near any body of ocean, but you hear, you know, you are reading, the tides begin flooding coasts. The world is submerged into a very sudden darkness, and scientifically, there are almost immediately articles at the moment about what happens when the moon drops down to the earth, becomes closer to it. Disaster is amongst you, all around you. Soul, who has taken upon 2 separate transformations, needs to sleep. And with that is our last scene of our penultimate episode of Feast or Famine. Next week, June 3rd, which is when approximately 6 planets are going to align in our real life world,
Oh, fuck me.
will be
Wow.
our finale. My name has been Josephine. I have been Maeve. Next week I will come back. I will come back as something different. I'll pass it over to Soul.
Hi everyone, I am Soul, the deeply transformative mess. Pronouns she, they, they, and he. If you like what I do, then you'll love what I do everywhere else. I am Radical Zoe. everywhere that you should be able to find me. Catch my podcast, airing at like 6 a.m. Eastern. Urban Omens. You can find it on Spotify. We have an award-winning show redistributing called Woeful Revelry. It's about three people that are messy as they save their Faustian circus and the city. You just look it up. You'll see it. You'll see the post. I'll be retweeting it if you follow me. Outside of that, I'm passing it to Amir.
Yeah. Wow. That was certainly Percy. I was Percy. Will we even be the same anymore? No. And that was that. I'm a little off, obviously. They, them. She's a she, they. She finally gets to get in touch with her logos, and at what cost? Whatever. I don't have anything out and published yet, because all my stuff's in production, and I'm also making a game that should be out this year. So you can just follow me on Twitter at trans_father, and Blue Sky, I use it less at transfather. Yeah, that's it. This is not a world that abides by Muslim law, so clearly, Zephy.
Hi, hello. It's me, Zephy. I use she, they pronouns. What if I wanted to eat a heart? By I mean Darby. Anyway, I go by Zephy like everywhere, literally everywhere. You can find me as Zephy. And if it doesn't seem like my aesthetic, then that's not me. Anywho, I just love tabletop stuff. Hit me up if you want to play. Anywho, yeah, that's it. I'm like shook. Let's go, Austin.
Let's go, lesbians. That's me. My name's Austin Taylor. My pronouns are he, they, she. I just got done playing Kairos, whose pronouns are she, they. If you want to find me, Austin, in the real world, you can find me everywhere. I want to be found on the internet at Sailor Austin, at Sailor SCT Austin. You can find me anywhere I want to be found. I felt like I had something else to say. I don't. Kairos is not shook and already has a plan. Don't worry.
We will see you next week for the finale of Feast or Famine. Thank you very much. See you, everyone.